Pisces, hi. So this is going to be a reading for July 20th through the 26th. And I'll take a look into your recent past, your current energies, and your immediate future. And then I'll close it off with a couple of cards from the universe for you. And these are general readings, so they may not resonate for all of you. If they do, there is an extended. At the end of the video, you can check out the link for that in the description box below if you want. Let's see, Pisces. The overall energy for the reading, the Fool. You're super open to something in particular here. I would say this connection that I'm looking at in the current situation. In the recent past, the Knight of Wands, the Temperance card, the Knight of Cups. Okay, there's an energy that's moving towards you, and it feels pretty nice energy there, and it's feeling like your initial response is, nice. But it does look like your response is delayed. Almost like, yeah, you open up to it, but later. You know, it's coming in now, and in about, I don't know, days, weeks, months, you're like, oh, yeah, that. Yeah, about that, you know. Okay, so there, or the other way around. There's a delayed response almost. Like, even though instinctively it feels like a nice energy to open up to, whoever receives this energy moving towards them is opening up to it at a later time. Okay, in the current situation, the Three of Pentacles, the Four of Wands, the Page of Pentacles, yeah, there's a sense of commitment here. There's a sense of maybe even stepping it up, like taking it to the next level. There's definitely a strong sense of partnership, and then there's commitment over it, and then there's that, you know, leveling up to it. Okay, maybe there's a foundation that's being built here on this partnership. In the immediate future, the Two of Wands, the Emperor, the Ace of Swords. You're waiting for something here, something that you want to do, something that I feel like this has to do with you personally. It has to do with your own sense of stability, your sense of growth, and it does look like you're gonna go that route, you're gonna do something here, but it does look like you're waiting for the right time or something. Okay, let's clarify. Let me do the Fool. Same thing. For the Fool, you get the King of Wands, the Knight of Wands, the Temperance card. It's that delayed response. I'm not sure, because the energy shows up like instinctively responding to something here because it feels good. But then in the physical, there seems to be a delay. There seems to be a, you know, mismatch there with the energy. So it's like you come towards me with something that feels fucking amazing, and internally I'm like, oh my god, yeah, let's do that. But I give you the answer like, you know, we get past it, we whatever, and then in 2 months I call you and it's like, remember that thing that happened 2 months ago? Yeah, I'm up for that, let's do that, you know. So it kind of feels a little bit like that. I don't know who's delayed here and why this is coming through as that. Let me do the Knight of Wands in the is this a missed opportunity? Though, for the Knight of Wands in the recent past, you get the Nine of Swords, the Five of Pentacles, the Six of Swords. And then, yeah, I do call you with, you know, reminding you from 2 months ago that, hey, yeah, that, yeah, and you're like, well, you didn't say anything for 2 months, so I thought this wasn't going to happen, so I kind of forgot about it. So it kind of looks a little bit like, it's almost like a missed opportunity, though. Is it though? Or is it something that can be reinstated? I don't know. Let me do the Temperance card in the recent past. Yeah, it's looking like the energy that's bringing it now, because it hasn't been answered to promptly, or, you know, within reasonable time, they're like, they're moving on. For the Temperance card, the Eight of Pentacles, the Four of Swords, the Nine of Pentacles. Yeah. But like, why is there a sense of normalcy here? And okay, life goes on. It is what it is. I'll just do my thing, you do yours, and that's that. So everybody's just minding their life afterwards with no real response to things. Let's do the Knight of Cups. In the recent past, you get the Lovers, the Two of Pentacles, the Devil. The reason that this response is delayed is because even though instantly it feels like a good energy that's moving towards you, you're not sure about it. You're not, I can't tell. Should I trust this? Should I not? There's not a lot of overthinking, but there's definitely a sense of lack of clarity there, at least in the physical. In the energetical, no, it's like the response is immediate. You recognize a good energy when it moves towards you, but in the physical, it's like, I need some time because I can't tell if this is a good thing or not. Okay, let me do the Three of Pentacles. In the current situation, you get the Five of Swords, the Three of Cups, the Seven of Pentacles. So the energy of a strong partnership is shown up here. I feel like I'm dealing with two very different perceptions. There's a perception here of one of the two energies that are part of this partnership that's coming through as saying, hey, we're doing good here. Things are looking fucking amazing. We're building here. Look at us working on this foundation. Everything's awesome. In the middle of that, there's deception, because I feel like the other energy is, it's not like they're not on the same page. I feel like they're a tad behind. Like they're catching up there. But like when they're catching up, you're already at a different level. There's an energy that's lagging. And eventually they get there. But like later. What? Okay. Let me do the Four of Wands. For the Four of Wands, you get the Five of Wands, the Three of Wands, the King of Swords. Yeah, two very different perceptions, because two energies that have distance between them, and I don't think they're realizing that. And that could create a little bit of a mismatch. Because while one energy is believing truly that everything's going great here, they can't acknowledge that, hey, the other energy, you left them behind a little bit. Or they're up front. They're not there at the same level. And the other energy that feels the discrepancy here, they're like, yeah, no, this is not the best. This is something's off here. Maybe the distance, maybe not being, like if this energy were to be acknowledged on both ends, I feel like things would go a little smoother here. But it's not. Only one energy out of the two is recognizing that there's a little bit of a lag, energetically speaking. Somebody's a little bit behind. And it's not intentional. It can happen. It is what it is. But it creates quite the discrepancy in energies here. And in the alignment of, hey, are we on the same page? Not really. You're on chapter 1, they're on chapter 10. For the Page of Pentacles, in the current situation, you get the Moon, the Ace of Swords, the Eight of Wands. I do get a sense that even though, let's say, not everybody here recognizes what's going on, I feel that both energies can recognize that something is off. And there's the common intention of, if something is off, what is that? Can it be something we can work on or not? So the intention is definitely that of identifying what the issue is here and working through that. The problem is, even though that's the intention on both ends, neither of the energies bringing that intention to the surface. Nobody's talking about it. You just carry that intention. Like, maybe we should do something about it. But you're not telling them, you're telling yourself that. And them the same thing. So, how do you propose this would be worked on if you don't tell them, they don't tell you? Let me see the Two of Wands in the immediate future. You get the Eight of Cups, the Star, the Queen of Cups. Yeah, things proceed here, and the distance is just getting bigger and bigger. The discrepancy is just getting bigger and bigger. If nobody addresses it, it's kind of a natural flow to things. It's going to go in that direction in which the distance is just going to get bigger and bigger. You know? And I still see the intention being that of, you know, let's bridge the gap, but again, nobody's bringing it up necessarily. Let's do the Emperor, the Knight of Swords, the Ten of Pentacles, the Seven of Cups. And then at some point in time, there's going to come the desire to grow, you know, because we all have that. It's instilled within us. That's why we're here, to grow, to learn, to grow, to evolve, right? So I feel like that's on your end. And I feel like if this energy that's, I'm assuming they're the ones that are lagging a little bit behind you, if they're not going to keep up, I'm going to have to let this go. Okay. I'm kind of surprised this carried through up until this point, with this discrepancy at play from the get-go, apparently. And nobody addressed it. Well, maybe it did, but not, you know, touching the main points of it that didn't really bridge the gap. For the Ace of Swords in the immediate future, you get the Ace of Pentacles, the Ten of Swords, the King of Pentacles. That is the ultimate outcome. You know, if these energies don't end up aligning, or if the energy that's lagging behind is not going to catch up, that instilled instinctual need to grow is going to put an end to this on both ends. You know, it just takes one, in all honesty. But that's, as I said, it's instilled within us, all of us, that need to grow. And if the energies that we surround ourselves with will not facilitate that, if anything, we're going to feel like they're holding us back, we are going to let those energies go. So that's kind of the outcome. If nobody addresses the elephant in the room here, the issues of whatever is going on here, like truly not only addressing it, but really finding the root cause of what the issue is, and working through that, then that would be the outcome, the natural outcome of this. You know, the instinctual need of someone to just grow, evolve, is going to put an end to this. It's going to be kind of a natural type of a flow to things, you know? So I don't know. For right now, this is still functioning. I'm not sure how, lagging apparently. But yeah, and this could be a friendship. This could be anything, you know. But that's kind of the natural outcome to it, if nobody really gets to the core of this discrepancy here that I'm looking at. But let's see what the universe has as a final advice for you. The Four of Swords, the Eight of Cups, the Devil. Yeah, and that distance is going to bring in, because it's going to be filled with all sorts of energies that are not aligned with something healthy here. So they're going to become unhealthy. So they might create something quite unhealthy within this dynamic. And again, I don't know which side you're on here. Are you the one that's lagging behind, or are you the one that's ahead of the game here? Doesn't matter. But I feel like you're the one that's starting to acknowledge that gap, you know, between you and this other energy is being filled with unhealthy energies. So, yeah, this is something that looks like the elephant in the room. But anyways, that's what I have for you. Hope this helped, and I'll see you next time.